Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone, in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. This is Let's Play a Game with good music. 8, 16, 16, 16, 34. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow, the teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right! Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi! As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Always difficult to decide on what thumbnails to use. The answer? Always the worst one. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi, I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi Shi-chan. Oh, hello. Giggling, Misha points to the next girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short, yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses, balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. Let's have a drink of water. Everyone's like, stop knocking the fucking jug of water on the microphone. I'm like, no. It's nice to meet you. Ellipses. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, you'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you. I can see you're a little confused, right? Right. But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't expect you to be here today, so soon. He-chan, right? Hey, He-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined. Yeah, you look just like a Hai-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention, They gesture back and forth to each other, excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shichan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Cool, good to know. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Miha stumbles with a hard word a bit, making it stick out of her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. I have a terrible sense of direction, guys. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to my class today. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Anyways, even if it's a trip to the convenience store, really, Shitan? Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly, but anyway. I don't say anything, and Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deep. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things. By asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal. As much as needing help. Stop looking like you failed a test. Oh, wow. Alright. I have to say it again. The music. I really like the music. It's nice and relaxing. I really like the music. I have a lot of variety in music in the game. I wouldn't, as much as this track is nice, I wouldn't want to hear the same track over and over. Then again, no matter what genre of game we're listening to, we're playing, I like music of many different genres, but I do like good music, and this definitely counts. And another thing, you don't have to call Shitan something so formal like Hakamishi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shitan. Why did the music suddenly stop? She's blushing. Was that... Alright, Japan has this thing about how you address people with something about formal stuff, which I don't care about. I just talk to people however. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Or just, well, granted, I adapt to situations, but still. In general, while I tend to be an overly polite person, I tend to also be very non-formal. Very casual, as you see that word right there. Okay, maybe that's too casual? Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. Yep, Shizune is fine. Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Okay? Question. You got an exclamation, I got a question mark. Huh? Oh, right. We haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Shichan will get mad. She must really care about being like, yeah, right to business. Well, I mean, that's actually a good thing. We're in school. I mean, you should be serious about your studies. Makes sense. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. That too. I don't know what we're doing. I'm not even sure if I'll be good at whatever it is we are doing. I'm terrible at everything. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't even know sign language to understand that. Okay, I got the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day, okay? Yeah, that sounds fucking awesome. Hey, you guys know me. I tend to walk on the bike trail quite often. I'm the kind of person that I like going for walks with people. Yeah. And then again, I'm also the kind of person who would drink Code Red Mountain Dew while playing Halo 3 co-op, so... I like the original physics in the original Halo better than how they changed over time. Same with the original Mako Tank. Some people said it was too bouncy and floaty for a tank, and I'm like, it's more fun, and plus I can cheese parts of the game a little bit. I haven't played Mass Effect in such a long time. Maybe if it's ever on sale for like 90% off on PlayStation. I'm not going to get on this because no way my computer would handle it without like bursting into fire immediately. The assignment is actually very challenging to get through. Crap! Combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Why do you hate me at day one? Still, we finish it in a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class. Despite our late start, Shizune and Misha are fully capable. What were we doing? They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel a little bit guilty about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period, time for lunch, and all of a sudden a ghost or something, like Pyramid, like goes right up against the window and starts looking at us, and everyone's like, this isn't a horror game, right? I'm like, I don't think it is, but it wouldn't be the first time a game's thrown me for a loop and surprised me I didn't say it in the freaking tags. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into a hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby, where I met Mutawa, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything else in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard toward the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seem great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students with special diets. How nice, it almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. Why do you guys look from like what's wrong? Are we supposed to say grace? Am I supposed to pray before I eat or something? What's up? I don't know what's happening. I don't understand the sign, so the point escapes me. Yes, I don't. You both seem slightly, angry at me. And Misha's like... It's like she's being... she's... It's... And Shizune's just very... What is happening? I don't understand what's occurring. Maybe looking at the person who talks to you is proper and polite? Do you want to know something? I am confused as to what is occurring. What? About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there is something. I wonder. Oh! I have questions! Okay, what do I get to... I do like books. Both in-game and in real life. Oh yeah, there's a library in the school. Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby. How? I mean, I guess I could be more athletic. Apparently reading books doesn't burn calories. Neither does eating Wendy's. But then picks up her smile again. There is... It's in the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Cool, thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Susune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they are talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice a conversation and sign is enough to fill a silence. Hello? We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. The dark-haired girl I noticed before us slumped over her desk, last row. She must be really tired. Are you not sleeping well? I mean, I sometimes have a bit of insomnia, not so much anymore. I mean, I'm sleeping a little bit better. I would suggest ASMR. I think that helps. Maybe, though granted, probably looking at your phone or computer before bed is probably not good either. That means that her hair is pretty long. What can I say? I do think long hair looks really nice. That being said, aside from ASMR, I mean, they do have certain teas. Like, there's this one tea I have that has, like, chamomile and peppermint and lavender and catnip. Yes, it has actual catnip. It's food-grade catnip, okay? It's meant for people, okay? As much as I make the Neko cat person joke, you know, it's food-grade catnip. It's meant for human consumption. It's an interesting taste in tea. I'll give you that. But that probably also could be the peppermint, chamomile, lavender. I'm just saying, ASMR and some good tea, maybe that'll help. Either that or just like play some really fun video game. Like, I don't know, maybe that'd make you more awake. I'm sorry, I'm making your insomnia worse. My bad. What? Oh god, would I scare you? Oh. I know I'm fat, but I don't walk that loud, right? You okay? Like, you didn't trip on something She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. Well, she is energetic. If only I had that energy without I don't know, maybe if I had a 2-liter of fucking Red Bull. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stones from her presence. I'm sorry we're loud. And you're, like I said, you were probably trying to take a nap. I mean, like I said, insomnia, I know, can be a bit of a hassle. Especially sometimes I don't exactly have the greatest of dreams. I'm just saying, maybe some ASMR, maybe some drinking some tea. Like I said, the catnip really does taste okay? It's like I said, it's meant for humans. It's cool, okay? It's totally not weird. Gotcha? Okay. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to the seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students, and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of the school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. I know my character has a heart condition. Can I make a wrong choice at some point and just die of a heart attack? Is that a thing? I really do need to double check the tags of games where I play them to make sure it's not horror and all of a sudden there's dead people. At least most of the games that are a psychological horror, I tend to know about ahead of time, like the How to Date a Magical Girl. I at least saw a psychological tag at some point. I just didn't expect it to go full Doki Doki Literature Club Corpse Party Higurashi on us. Which I'm not saying it was bad. I mean, it was tasteful about how it did it. And everyone's like, it was dead people everywhere. How is that fucking tasteful? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just saying it wasn't I don't think you ever saw internal organs. So, yeah, you're cool. It's PG-13, right? Everyone's like, you do not. I'm just saying, just put me in charge of Mortal Kombat. I'll decide what's okay. And everyone's like, why is Johnny 5 from the movie Short Circuit here? I'm like, I thought it was cool. And everyone's like, did you put Spyro the Dragon in Mortal Kombat? I'm just saying, okay, fine. We'll focus on the game. Maybe it's the long time we spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Okay, what's up, guys? Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today. Fuck. I was having fun hanging with you guys. Okay, I'll probably head out to the library, get some books, feed my need for reading. I really am a little bit too much into reading. Why am I wondering if there's an anime section in the fucking school library? Like I'm gonna find some mangas and light novels. Heck, maybe they'll have some anime soundtracks. Get some Tenchi Muyo or some shit. Or Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. Or Slayers of Leon Universe. Everyone's like, focus. Gotcha. Cool. We've got to hurry already since there's a lot of work to do. Okay, well, still, it's cool hanging out, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. I don't know about that. I actually am really... granted, yes, I am an Eagle Scout, and I am not terrible with a map. But I seem to have some sort of weird curse to where I am just horrible with directions somehow, and I get lost very easily, both in conversation and in terms of spatial awareness of where the fuck I'm going. Heck, I know at one point I got really lost and wound up like 130 plus miles from home, and the police pulled me over because they thought I was a weapons dealer and I was dealing drugs and shit. So they searched my car and they found like volcano burritos from Taco Bell and some 2 liters of Dr. Pepper. Though one of the cops had a lazy eye, so that was kind of weird. But yeah, like I'm an Eagle Scout, but I get lost easily. Not that I remember shit from Boy Scouts. I don't remember shit. Nor do I ever want to go camping ever fuck again. I like my comfy bed and my air conditioning and anime. Heck, when I was in school, like way back when like they invented dirt, I had classes like calculus and physics and chemistry. I remember none of it, and I don't think I can remember it ever again. I took 3 years of Spanish and did okay with it. I don't remember any of it. I do want to learn German, and then eventually maybe Japanese, French, and Hebrew. But for now, I want to focus on German. Though everyone's like, your idea of understanding how to enunciate, proper pronunciation of a foreign language is based on you listening to Eisbrecher and Rammstein. You're listening to German metal bands to learn how to have a... So I'm basically trying to pronounce German the way Till Lindemann sings. I don't know if that's going to get me a good one or not. Then again, it's like, if I learn Japanese, it's basically going to be like anime girls. So I'm going to like have a German way of speaking that makes me sound like Rammstein. And then I'll have a Japanese dialect of just sounding like an anime girl. I don't even know where I would what I would learn French or Hebrew from, and what kind of dialect I would have. It's like I'll just be like speaking German and like, yeah, Jack Hanma, a Japanese, Stofo. Then I've described myself in multiple Dragon Ball Z type, Dragon Ball Z fusions. Heck. Oh, trying to stretch. But yeah. Like I would describe myself as like 11 fusions I can think of. One would be a Dragon Ball Z fusion of Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho and Sailor Moon, which of course from Sailor Moon. The second fusion would again, the second Dragon Ball Z the first Dragon Ball Z fusion is Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho and Sailor Moon. The second Dragon Ball Z fusion is Astolfo and Jack Hanma from Baki the Grappler. The third Dragon Ball Z fusion is Chrono Gorgon from Soul Eater and Vash the Stampede from Trigun. The fourth Dragon Ball Z fusion is Stein from Soul Eater and Nagisa from Assassination Classroom. The fifth one would be Chip the Cable Guy, as played by Jim Carrey in the movie The Cable Guy, with a fusion of Ernest, who was played by the actor Jim Varney. The sixth Dragon Ball Z fusion would be Vegeta, with a fusion with the 2003 Guilty Gear XX Testament. So the 2003 version of Testament, Dragon Ball Z fused with Vegeta. Or a Dragon Ball Z fusion of Goku and Tsukasa from the anime Dot Hack Sign. Or a Dragon Ball Z fusion of Shinji Ikari from the original Evangelion anime, and Zelos Metallium, which is from the 1995 anime The Slayers, featuring Lena Inverse. Then again, I would also say I want a Mega Man Legends 3 and a Brave Fence Musashi 3. Heck, imagine if you had a fusion of the final boss of Juno from the end of Mega Man Legends 1 with Nito, the Grave Lord of the original Dark Souls game. Then again, I would say I'm also a Dragon Ball Z fusion of Licht Bach Rihito from the anime Plunderer and Takumi Nishijo from Chaos Head Noah, the video game. It's a visual novel. I'd also say I am a Dragon Ball Z anime fusion of Date, the main character from AI The Somnium Files, and Mikan Sumuki from Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Or you could even say I'm a Dragon Ball Z fusion of Alucard from Team 4 Stars Helsing, and Mega Man Volnut from Mega Man Legends. Though I would say, out of all the characters, honestly, I would say I'm the male version of Mikan Sumuki, which probably, honestly, is probably just a straight up red flag for anyone listening to me, if you don't count, like, the entire rest of everything I fucking said. Though I would say a very attractive person in terms of who I would think would be beautiful in terms of both inner beauty and outer beauty would be a Dragon Ball Z fusion of Albedo from Overlord and Roll Casket from Mega Man Legends. But then again, what can I say? I like a lot of anime characters. Heck, you guys remember Tenchi Muyo, the original OVAs? Now granted, don't get me wrong, I like Ryoko and Washu and Kiyone quite a bit, but I would have to say Mihoshi Kuramitsu definitely might be a little bit of a favorite in my eyes. What can I say? She's very cute. And I like the sound of her voice. And everyone's like, can you pay attention to the current video game you're playing? I'm like, no. No, I can't. Okay, so. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I need the fucking clairvoyance spell from Skyrim at all times. In every video game I ever play, and in real life. Not just in conversations, but I go anywhere. Like, I need the clairvoyance spell from Skyrim. Because I am always lost, and I tend to not, like, granted, if I'm having a conversation with a person, I can use them as a sounding board to just sort of, like, keep myself on one sort of track so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm just a little choo-choo train that fucking could. Oh, with 8 different fucking tracks, and I can't stay on any of them. God forbid anyone ever has to debate me on anything. I won't even stay talking about what we're talking about. I'll just start having a random conversation about anime. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll still be a fun conversation. I'm just saying, any sort of direction or organization is out the fuck. It's actually painful for me to keep my thoughts in an organized manner that apparently don't sound like I'm just sort of not talking about the same thing anymore. Like, I just tend to hop from thing to thing because I just talk about whatever I feel like talking about. Now, granted, in real life, I tend to be very, very quiet person. I don't talk about personal things. I don't express emotions. Hell, most people in real life don't think I have emotions. They think I'm a robot. They think I don't have feelings. Then again, I cry a lot, but I tend to do that, you know, not in front of people. But hey, I guess the main point I'm trying to say about this is that I have emotions, and in real life, I tend to not really express those emotions very much. I tend to have quite a bit of a wall up when it comes to that sort of stuff. And, well, let's be honest. The main thing I'm trying to say to all of you is that just because someone doesn't express certain emotions doesn't mean they don't have them. Some things like that, especially for people like me, I consider that stuff very personal. So I'm not exactly going to, spout that off in the middle of public or whatever shit. But I can honestly be a lot more chill when it comes to the fucking video games, where it's, this is a place where I can just talk without a filter and I can just be myself without worry about social constraints. Hell, here's the thing. In real life, you can't go around talking to people about, like, tentacle hentai, because that's not really, air quotes, polite conversation. But I can talk about tentacle hentai with all you guys. I'm just saying, you guys remember the books Where's Waldo? The Where's Waldo books were pretty fun. Then I've played a few games where you look for little kitty cats, and it's like, yay, it's fun. I'm just saying, imagine an FPS game based around the Where's Waldo. Like, just make cuss, like, they're supposed to, like, make the original Halo trilogy back out for the PlayStation, the PS5, I think that'd be cool. But I want new maps, including maps based off the Where's Maldo mob stages. Anyway, honestly, if I were going to suggest video games to you guys, on the original NES, there's Robo Warrior. Came out like 1987 by the Gillette Corporation, the Japanese leisure company. It's a really great game. There's also Dragon Spirit: The New Legend, which is sort of a remake of an arcade game. Both have very unique graphics for their sprites, gameplay, and music, though I would say the arcade version is much more clunky and more difficult, and got less to it, but it is definitely unique music and some unique scenes, especially different versions. But I would say, if you only had to try one, I would say Dragon Spirit: The New Legend for the NES is probably the only one, in my opinion, that is actually playable, but I would say check that one out. Though it has the joke ending, which is kind of cool, but it's also got a full ending. Check both things. If you play it, you can actually get that one on Steam for like a Namco Museum Collection, but definitely use the save states, otherwise you may not be able to get through it without game overing, at which point that's just going to ruin your whole experience. Battle Kid 1, The Fortress of Peril, Battle Kid 2, Mountain of Torment, Mario 1, Mario 3, Swords and Serpents, and Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, all really good games. Heck, maybe if Super Mario World is ever on Steam, maybe I'll fucking give it a go. There's lots of Sonic Hedgehogs, including exclusive ones for the Sega Game Gear. There is Sonic Shuffle, Blam, Machine Head. There's many Shining Force games, but I only like the first to the fifth one. The first one's a lot like Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's really got a really great story. And then the fifth Shining Force game, which is Shining Force EXA, which is honestly the best game ever made for the PS2. The other Shining Force games I really don't care for. On the Sega Genesis, you have games like Vector Man 2, Kid Chameleon, Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel, Desert Strike. Some cool games. There's also like Powerball, Columns, cool stuff like that. On the PlayStation, you have Jersey Devil, Croc Legend of Gobos, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3. The best game ever made for the original PlayStation was Brave Fencer Musashi. Very good game. I want a Brave Fencer Musashi 3 still. Of course, all the Final Fantasies 7, 8, and 9. Pretty kick-ass. I like Assassin's Creed 2, as well as Black Flag and Rogue. Beyond that, if we have to hop into the PS2 stuff, I know I already told you the best game for that, but I would also strongly suggest Dragon Quest VIII, as well as perhaps the most immersive game you will ever play is Dot Hack Infection, which that series of games actually come with a bunch of OVAs, so that's pretty cool. It's sort of a direct sequel to the anime Dot Hack Sign. There's also Star Ocean Till the End of Time and Grandia 3. Really great games, very strongly recommend. I suppose I should focus on things, but of course I'd like to also suggest a few bands, like Korn, System of a Down, Disturbed, A Perfect Circle, Tool, Pantera, Tiamat, Malmsteen. It's just really good music. Then again, I'm also the kind of person who listens to the original Pokemon soundtracks from the very first 3 Pokemon games. Heck, I'd like to see Raging Golden Eagle make a remake of the original Pokemon, Kanto, Indigo, and Orange Island Leagues, but also include the original Mewtwo movie as well, which came out like 1998 or something. And then the Pokemon 2000 movie, which is the second Pokemon movie, which came out like slightly like end 1999, I think. The first one had Mewtwo, the other one had Lugia, as well as the other legendary birds. Also, each of them had a little mini movie. There's Pokemon Vacation, and then the thing with Togepi. Cool stuff. I want no movies, though. I just want all these movie plots to be part of the actual, canon episodes and part of the actual story. And I want Raging Golden Eagle to have, help from people like Asmongold making this. And I want to have, Ash and everybody. Ash and Misty being start 20 years old, and Brock can be 23, Jesse and James 26. I want it to be more mature in every way, but I don't want it to be like a hentai, and I don't want it to be like Higurashi. I want it to be the same maturity level as, say, One Piece or Bleach or stuff like that. But I would say in Pokemon 2000, where Jesse and James like redeem themselves by becoming good guys and sacrifice themselves for Ash, I want that to stay in part of the story, and I want them to stay permanent, legitimate good guys, and I want them at that point to lose the comedic part to their character and just be straight up like Ash's, best buddies from that point on, and hanging out with him and like sleeping in like the whole sleep bags and stuff next to him and traveling with him the rest of the stuff, so that when we go into Johto, Jesse and James are staying with him. Also, at this point, Granny, yes, as close you get to the story about like Nintendo or whoever have copyright issues over Pokemon. But I'm just saying this, when you get to Johto sort of stuff, I didn't like the thing where like you start like having Ash trade off his Pokemon. I want from like once you get to Johto, Ash keeps all his original Pokemon, but he's also able to have as many Pokeballs as possible. So he can like walk around like 400 different fucking Pokemon. Like there's no longer a limit at that point. The limit's just lost somehow. Like maybe some new adventure with the GS Ball. So now like Ash, they would have like 400 Pokemon on him at a time, as well as everyone else got like 400. So like we're like Dynasty Warriors and the shit out of this. But then like the rest of Team Darkness, whatever, Team Rocket, like more serious, like legitimate. Like I said, it gets a darker story, but still, we're not going like fucking, berserk with like Guts and Griffith and the Eclipse. That's too dark. We're not going that far. Like I said, One Piece levels of maturity. We're not going, like we're not turning it into a horror game. Like we're not going to have a fucking Scyther cut a Mr. Mime in half. We're not going to have Electabuzz like eat Togepi or some shit. We're not going that far with it. I'm just saying. Oh. Okay, again, I'm just saying. I get lost easily, guys. Can I have like a road flare or something? So if I like don't know where I am, I can just light that shit and somebody can fucking find me like, oh, Lunar, he's lost in the woods. We have to save him. He's burning down. I'm sorry. The road flare went the wrong way. It's like, who gave you this? I don't know. Why did you shoot all the flare? No one found me. How did you brew tea out here? On the burning trees? Why is there catnip in the trees? In the cheese, in the trees, in the tea tree. You guys get it. I don't. Okay, I've gone off the rail just a tiny little bit. Okay. Oh wait, the teacher said I have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Otherwise, yeah, I get lost easily. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at life. I'm doing my best. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. They have their own. Oh, right, we're next to a hospital. So are we going straight to the hospital? We join the flow of the students making their way down the stairwell, and outside with the girls pointing out the senior classrooms and the hallways are ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually part of the main building. I like the character designs. Good drawing. And music. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. Oh, mobile nurses. Cool. Yay, we'll never be short-staffed, ever. They even have a swimming pool. Please don't be a horror game. How is that official? Ooh, a swimming pool. I haven't gone swimming like a decade. And I'll tell you this, I don't think I've ever seen a school with a pool. Any pool I've ever gone to has always been, an outdoor one that's not affiliated with a school or anything. It's like one of those public pools and stuff. I don't think I've ever actually seen an actual school with an actual pool. Or even a small one, or like, literally, I have never seen a school that had a pool inside it. I think maybe that's a Japan-only thing. Maybe it's a Europe thing? I don't know. People in whatever part of the world you're at, have you ever seen a school with a pool in it in real life? Or has it just been like movies and video games? Because I've seen them in movies and in anime and video games, but I'd have never seen an actual school with an actual pool. Don't be silly, Hai-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse office is on the first floor. Cool. You'll be fine from here, right? we'll be doing then. I certainly hope I am, but I no guarantees. I'll live, guy. Okay, you guys go home, and I will try not to burn the trees down with my road flares. Okay? See you tomorrow. And everyone's like, why did you get lost all the time in the Borderlands games? I'm just saying, I enjoyed those games, but I get lost so easily. All the times in Skyrim and Oblivion, it's like, where am I? What's happening? What am I supposed to do? Yeah, thanks, bye. Okay, later. A whole building for stuff that is to do with actual education. You know, it's been like 10 seconds those guys left. I already missed them. I guess it's a necessary place for like this. The music. Don't be the back rooms. Don't suddenly become the back rooms. I walk in hoping this really will be a quick visit to the literature. Now, welcome to Liminal Spaces. We have Lunar having terrible direction. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text Head Nurse and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately. But I can't quite make it out. A green cross, huh? I can't remember the significance of a green cross as opposed to a red one. But I do remember I made a karaoke video where I tried to sing a song from Malmsteen. You know, I had a bit of a hoarse voice when I did it that time. And I kept saying, oh, I'll do it like 11 times to see where I go from there, and I never got back to it. It's Dreaming Tell Me, I think, which has got a really fucking kick-ass live performance to that, where they have like smoke machines and stuff, and everyone's like, of course it is. It's like a Norwegian metal band in the 80s. What do you... It's like, okay, guys, I'll try to like put a picture of that in like the community post or something, just because it's a cool picture. What are you gonna do? I'm just gonna like screenshot it out of the video. And then like, yeah, here guys, it's a nurse with green hair. And everyone's Lunar, could you please stop thinking about it's like you have other anime characters and you're focusing on anime characters that are not even in the actual anime based visual novel game. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll focus more in the future. I'll try not to go on tangents. And everyone's like, you keep trying, you keep failing. I'm like, I get it, I know. I am a failure at everything. I am fat. But I can't quite make it out. It sounded like a little bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. Why do you have is that a printer or a fax machine? What decade are we in? Do cell phones exist? His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Oh, hey. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He is young, looking sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks was at the impression of the way he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes, I am. It says on the door, no? That's cool. I just wanted to make sure. I'm just really bad with directions, and I'm trying to make this as less awkward as possible, man. So, I just want to make sure I'm in the right place. You can call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everyone else. That's cool, whichever you're more comfortable with. So, what's up, nurse? Of course, I shake off the confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Well, nice to meet you, buddy. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation, and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that, Nakai. I was just reading your file this morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia, related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? Yeah, I'm hoping to work on that. He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good, well, you've probably been debriefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night. That's awesome. So never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. I hope there isn't, because if there is, it means I'm dying. And dying is very inconvenient. Also painful. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery. Yeah, I mean, that'd be scary. This joke feels out of place. That I'm left thinking why he even said it. Well, I mean, he probably gets laughs out of some people, but maybe my humor's just not doing the greatest. It's like, okay, meet the surgeon. Is that fucking Pyramid Head from Silent Hill? Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people in school. You'll get used to it. Yeah, true. I mean, it's my first day. Probably the end of the week will be cool, guy. Cool, cool. Not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Yeah, I play cool, guys. I play cool. Now let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of paper around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day, and from all the food groups. Remember, you need 6 to 11 servings of bread. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So, you already have the medication for arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? Minimally? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. Maybe if I just do like minimal soccer? I mean, can I do a little bit? My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. It's cool, it's cool. I guess I'd never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart. Why would a head injury hurt my heart? Risking another attack is not a good idea. I'm fine, I'm a risk taker, nurse man. I'm cool with it, Maddie, a buddy man. Everyone's like, you're trying to play off your nervousness about the soccer. I'm just saying I've not been much of a sports person ever. I mean, I walk a lot, but I suck at jogging and running, and in my every attempt to do so, I sprain or twist something. I'm trying to be athletic, and my every attempt is failure. Was the previous one caused by sudden concussion to the chest area? I don't think concussion is the correct word for anything that's not about the head, right? Then again, I'm not a doctor. There's no mention of the cause in your papers. Oh, I was talking to somebody. I think it was just because it was cold outside. Not exactly. I sidestepped the question acceptably, and he glanced at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Yeah, it's not like I was being, like, super exerted. Like, yeah, I was, sprinting in football, and I was the quarterback. No, it's that I was outside talking to people, and it's just, my health just caught up to me. What can I say? My greatest weakness is I'm really bad with a sense of direction, and my greatest strength is the ability to completely ignore my physical and mental health until it gets to a breaking point. And, well, then, I'm here. But hey, can I have some hot cocoa? Or some Pepsi? Or maybe just like a 2-liter Red Bull or something? I mean, that'll probably help my heart. It's like full throttle. Like, you guys remember the original recipe of full throttle? Had straight up fucking erythedra in it. But then people were starting to die of heart attacks. I'll tell you this, it tastes different, but I think it's worth it to have a different taste. It's an acceptable sacrifice to make if it doesn't kill you. So, I mean, it's the compromises you make in life. Trade-offs. With a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so exercise will do you good. Maybe I could I don't know. I do some juggling downstairs. I'll listen to some Godsmack and some Korn, and I'll juggle balls, try to be, acrobatic and have dexterity and shit. But I'm pretty terrible. I enjoy it though. I have fun. I have fun doing it. I find it relaxing. I'm just awful at it, and I make no improvements. It's like I do hobbies that I like, and I enjoy doing them, like playing guitar, but I never make any improvement. I'm just awful and horrible at everything in life. So aside from me just generally being a worthless human being with no value that everyone considers garbage, I still enjoy doing my hobbies, even if those hobbies, even if I were good at them, would probably never make me any money, and even then, I would never even be any good at them to begin with. I just enjoy doing it. Like, I just enjoy going for walks on a bike trail, even though it really accomplishes nothing. Nor does it, make me, like, Jack Hanma jacked and shit. Then again, honestly, if I had, like, encountered mad scientists, like, hey, you want X-24? Sure, I'll fight a polar bear. Everyone's like, what the fuck is happening? I don't know. I'll get back to learning German and Japanese some way. I have a couple books on how to learn Japanese, and I feel like the books are just looking at me as if they're an amorphized, version of a Stolfo, and he's just a Stolfo's in the corner, looking at me with a frumpy face angrily, as I'm ignoring the books on how to learn Japanese as I'm actively trying to learn how to pronounce German words to metal songs by Icebrecher and, Rammstein's Till Lindemann. Though, I'll say this. Maybe at some point I do verrückt, but what can I say? Heck, I'm awful at the whole pronunciation of German thing, but I think I did okay. You can at least tell what I'm saying in the Keine Liebe video. There's also the fact that I feel I'm awful at singing, that I'm just terrible at it, but I enjoy it. I enjoy singing. I'm awful at singing. I'm terrible at it, but I like it doing it. I like it. It's fun. I enjoy it. And everyone's like, stop singing Nickelback and Linkin Park. And I'm like, no. Still, you need to keep your body healthy. So some exercise would do you good. Let's double check OBS. OBS Chan, are you okay? Yay, OBS Chan is alive. Everyone's like, why is OBS Chan in a plaid, sort of goth mini skirt and giant titties? And why is she futa? Like, let's not focus on that, guys, and let's just focus on the game. Like, Lunar, why are you telling us to focus now? Guys, you're getting off topic. Game. Focus game. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need to have such heavy measures. I don't know, I could play like foosball or something. Does it count as exercise if I just like play Super Mario World on Super Nintendo? Just get some light exercise right now. Okay, I'll try. Brisk walks or even light jogging. Jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming, maybe. Right, you did say there's a pool. And here's the thing, I know at one point I really did like swimming in the past. Heck, I was actually a registered and certified lifeguard. Like, I knew ways to, like, do CPR and save people. I did things where I swam I was in a part of a lake that was, like, partitioned off, so it wasn't super deep. But it was still a lake. And it was still 18 feet deep where I was. I swam 18 feet down and picked up a fucking cinder block and brought it. Well, originally they were supposed to have a little tiny light up little 1 pound like D-ring sort of thing for you to go down and get, but they didn't have it that day, but I didn't want to wait. So I just went down. I didn't fucking squat on the fucking bottom of the lake. And granted, it was a shallow partitioned off. It was all 18 feet deep, and I almost drowned myself doing that. But the point is I succeeded. I also was able to swim a mile straight without stopping. Also, there's a thing where you can do where you can, when you, like, say if you're like trying to save someone from drowning, one important thing is you don't want to, like, if they're panicking a lot, you don't want to, like, because a panicking person will, like, push you down, so you don't want to get yourself drowned. You can't rescue someone if you're drowning. But some important things is different ways of swimming, as well as, like, say if you're concerned someone has, like, a neck injury or a spinal injury, what you can do is you can take your arms and use your arms as, like, a back brace. What you do is, usually I find the best way to do it is have your right arm under them. So you put your right arm alongside their spine, and then your palm is against the base of their neck to stabilize their skull. Then your left arm goes alongside the sternum and in the middle of their chest, and your hand is on their throat. And you're basically holding your hands in place as a stabilization thing so you can avoid any sort of spinal problems. And then what you do is you swim with a sideways stroke using your legs in a kicking motion to try to move. But the problem is you don't have arms. so you're using just your legs. Also, the other thing is usually a unconscious person who maybe had a spinal or head hitting a thing that may have knocked them unconscious may make it where they're not able to consciously choose when to breathe, which means you can't let their head go under the water. Which means in order to keep their head above the water, you have to use yourself as a flotation device. So you're also, not only you're having your arms on them to keep them stabilized, but you're also shifting it sideways a little bit, so you're putting their body alongside theirs. So imagine like the left part of their left arm underneath, as well as their left undercarriage side, is being pressed against your chest. That's the most stable way of trying to keep them, from slipping, because you're in water and everything's fucking wet. Also, it's a very awkward thing because you're trying to swim. Anyway, so that way you're able to put them on you and use yourself as a flotation device. That way you can keep their head above the water at all times. The problem is, in doing this, every time you do your stroke, you're going to shove your own head under the water, basically waterboarding yourself. So what you do here is you have to time your breaths so that you don't drown yourself. Because again, if you drown, it makes it very difficult to help other people. Another thing you do is this. Say if you see someone in the distance, but especially in a lake, visibility is going to be, because it'll be one thing if it's in a pool, it's not that deep, and it's, you can see. But in a lake, it can get very deep, and you can't really see things, and time is of the essence. So you need to be able to see them. And if they do go under, you need to know exactly where they are so you can get to them right away, because even a couple missed seconds could be the difference between life and death in terms of, if you can't find them, well, guess what? You can't stop them from drowning if you can't figure out, where you are in this Tetris pattern. So, what you do is you jump, and you basically do sort of a pencil dive, but if you just do a normal pencil dive, your head will go underwater. And the thing is this, you want to keep your head above water, so you have your eyes locked on the person you're trying to save. So what you do is you have your feet, and you have them one leg forward and one leg straight back, so that when you hit the water, you slam them together like a scissor kick to try to propel yourself up. Same way, you'll have your arms to your sides, basically like you're doing a jumping jack. And when your arms hit the side, you need to basically palm strike both arms to the water as hard as you can. And if you do all this at once, what you can do is you can jump in the water fast and quickly, but without letting your eyes ever go under the water, so you can keep direct eye contact with the person you're trying to rescue. So that way, as soon as you hit the water, you can go straight for them. And if they go under, you saw exactly where they were, and you can minimize any time lost. Now, beyond that, I mean, it's not that I don't remember how to swim. It's not something you forget. But one, muscle memory is probably a bit lacking, just because I haven't actually gone swimming in a decade. Also, I'm fat now. I mean, don't get me wrong. About a decade ago, I think I was 100 and... I mean, back then, okay, what was yeah, I stayed about 173 for quite a while. When I was in school, when I was 13 years old, I shot up to 5'11". I'm still 5'11" inches. I haven't started shrinking yet, but I was 150 pounds for most of high school. And then by the time I was through high school, I basically was 173 pounds. And I stayed that until I'd say about a couple years after my divorce. So I'd say it was around the COVID pandemic times. Maybe around that time, some point around then, a few years ago. And then I gained some weight. So I'm 216 pounds now. So yes, I know I'm a fat fuck. And I look like I'm fucking pregnant. I mean, you guys can see my picture on my fucking community posts. So yeah, you can see how fucking fat I am and how fucking skinny my arms are. But hey, at least you don't have to see my face. I don't want people starting to vomit and become bulimic because they see my fucking picture. It's Lunar, why do you suck so much dating? Answer, I'm ugly as fuck. I had a friend try to cheer me up once about it. He's Lunar, you're actually a pretty cool guy. It's too bad your face looks like that. I'm fuck you. Don't get me wrong, it's not anything major or serious. I'm just not aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, just basically, that means I'm still waiting on royalty checks. Because if you want a real life picture of me, just look at Lavos from Chrono Trigger. That's fucking me. But you think Chrono Trigger, Square Enix could pay me some fucking money for that. I could really use the money too. Fuck. I think I've already said that. I do this channel because it's an obsessive hobby for me. I have an addictive personality. I love video games and Let's Plays and animes, and, well, in general in life I don't really talk very much, and in general I tend to be a lonely person that just needs to talk to people. So, talking to myself seems a little less, I don't know, schizophrenic mental health issue. If I'm just talking to a screen, it seems more normal. Plus, I remember back a time when YouTube was, like, just starting, and like, nobody knew what a YouTube was. 99% of the people out there didn't even know what a YouTube was. And the people that heard of it thought it would be gone in a couple years. And everyone on YouTube was either making very poor quality YouTube abridged things called YouTube poops, or anime stuff, or doing blogs, or playing video games with Let's Plays. I remember, like, there were no advertisements back then. Also, there were cat videos. But there were no ads, and nobody was monetized. Everyone was just weird motherfuckers like me who just thought it was a cool place to hang. I remember, like, watching a lot of Ultra J-Man with, like, I Want to Be the Guy and How to Be a Complete Bastard with Rom Scout. Heck, there's Slow Beef. There's Proton John with, like, Mario ROM hacks, Don't Eat the Mushroom. There's, Battle Kid games. Ultra J-Man did that stuff, too. And, of course, Freelance Astronauts. You know, Mario Wii, Worms, Mass Effect, Prototype, Pepsi Man. Cool shit. But yeah, I liked Let's Plays quite a bit, and I'd wanted to get into it for a long time, and now I am. But here's the thing. One, I don't know why YouTube would ever fucking monetize me. Hell, one day YouTube will probably just delete my fucking ass, and I'll have to just upload my videos to something else. But until then, at least I get to annoy the fuck out of all of you that are unfortunate to come across my cringy fucking ass. I truly am the backwoods of fucking YouTube. If you've come across me, you must have met a terrible fate. To have to endure my annoying ass, annoying all of you. But hey, if you're here, listen to this, don't get me wrong, I appreciate your company. But let's be clear about something. I am tsundere, okay? I'm never actually going to admit how much I actually like when people listen to my videos or compliment me or something. Then again, it makes me sound like I'm a fucking neko that just loves, like, fucking praise. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying. Or that I'm starved for compliments or hugs. Or even any of that. But hey, aside from me being a cringy motherfucker, I like anime, I like video games, I like talking about shit. Random whatever the fuck's on my mind. Talk about a filter and just talk about whatever the fuck else. And I enjoy Let's Plays. I enjoy music. I enjoy karaoke. I'm terrible at it, but I enjoy singing. It's fun. And, well, I'll say this. There's no reason why YouTube would ever fucking monetize my ass. Or why I would ever have a good deal of subscribers. That being said, every person who does subscribe or hangs out with me, again, I'm tsundere, so I'm never going to fucking admit it, but I actually do appreciate if you're listening to this, and if you get some enjoyment out of some of the videos. Though it's not like anything's fucking consistent, I just do whatever the fuck I feel like, so I'm all over the fucking place. And but I'll say this, even if I had 1 million subscribers, I am never monetizing this channel, even though I really could use the fucking money. That being said, that's just not for me. I'm not shaming people that do monetize the shit, that's good for them. That's awesome for them. That's just not me. I just want to ramble at my computer. I'm just that crazy motherfucker who wants to talk to my computer. That's it. I just want to talk about stuff and play games and just do whatever the fuck I want. I don't want to turn this into a business. I'm not a business. It's not a brand. I'm not going to have, like, super chats and fucking merch. Even if I had 1 million subscribers, I'm not monetizing the channel or the videos. It's cool to have a place to just be myself and just relax and not have pressure to have to conform to some sort of, like, oh, you have to be this way or so. Because like I said, most of the time I tend to not really express emotions. I tend to be much more restrictive in how I express myself. I mean, there's people that literally have thought I don't have feelings or emotions, which honestly does hurt my feelings. Fucking assholes. But in general, I really don't talk very much to people, and when I do, I tend to not talk about things that are personal or express a whole lot of emotion. I tend to be very emotionally walled off when it comes to certain things. What can I say? I guess I'm just a little bit shy and bashful, but I'm a bit of a timid, nonchalant person. Anyway, Main point being is, even if I could really use the money, as I'm bitching at myself for that, I'm still not going to change my mind on that. I am never monetizing this channel. I've never made a cent from this channel. I'm never going to. Because I don't want it to be about that. I just want to be able to just talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And just be myself, regardless of how I feel that day. Because I'll say this, some days I might feel more energetic, and other days I might, well, be dealing with some IRL stuff that's has me feeling really down. It's what it is. And heck, some days I might feel a bit scratched, sometimes I might... Hey, at least my voice doesn't get too scratchy anymore. I don't really, drink the Energenics either, but I don't drink the whole fucking, hot sauce to the extreme I used to. Heck, at one point I was taking you guys ever, Steve-O made a hot sauce, that guy from the Jackass movies? Steve-O made a hot sauce, and I was it was pretty good hot sauce. But I was adding it into V8 sauce, so I would have some low sodium V8, and I would add various hot sauces to it, including Steve-O's hot sauce, which is actually pretty good. Which is, though, honestly, probably a little bit overpriced. But I mean, it's something from a dude from a movie, so of course it is. It'd be like if you suddenly had Goku flavored hot sauce. It'd probably be charged a little bit more. But I'm just saying, I like Let's Plays. I like video games. Though honestly, a few months ago, my laptop was making some weird noises. I thought I wasn't going to be able to do Let's Plays anymore because it was, for a few days straight, it was making a super high-pitched, super loud noise. I thought my laptop was just going to burst in a fucking fire. And of course, my computer's got a little slower as things kind of gone on. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for my computer, but it's... I mean, heck, my Let's Play of Shadow of War was just a PowerPoint presentation of Italian stabbing orcs and me cussing. That being said, I mean, my playthrough of Resident Evil turned out fine. 7 and 8, blind. I would also recommend strongly watching my Let's Plays of Thumper, Nerve, Jubilee, Resident Evil, Chaos Head Noah, Deathmark, and definitely the Perfect Apocalypse Trilogy, Purgatory Forever, as well as Patches Inferno and Love at First Bite. Everything is a cat pun, yes. But yeah, Perfect Apocalypse, Purgatory Forever. Pretty fun stuff. I also did a Let's Play of Super Meat Boy, which the first two parts of that were with a keyboard. After that, controller. I managed to beat the most part of the game by part 9, and then Cotton Alley took quite a bit, and I've returned to it a little bit here and there. I think I went as far as a part 33. Okay, I'm sorry I got off topic. I'm getting better at focusing, I think. Okay. Oh yeah, the pool thing, yeah. I have not gone swimming in a decade. So 1, muscle memory probably sucks, but 2, I don't think the correct muscles in the right area are strong enough for that. So I think I would be terrible at swimming, and I'd probably easily hurt myself or strain something. But also, honestly, my cardio has gone to shit. So honestly, I would probably give myself a heart attack if I tried to swim really hard and really fast. I used to be, I was never fucking Michael Phelps or some shit. I was never a fucking Vaporeon or anything. But I'm just saying, I could swim okay. And had okay enough cardio when it comes to the shit. I haven't gone swimming in a decade, and also in general, I can't jog or run without a shit, without basically being immediately out of breath or hurting something. And honestly, I am so slow at running and jogging, and my cardio sucks. And I imagine my cardio would be terrible in swimming too. Plus, I haven't gone swimming in a decade. So, I imagine it would be fun to just hop in there doggy paddle and splash around a bit. Maybe put my hands in water and pretend I'm doing kamehamehas. But let's be clear. Any of the full-on, side stroke, breaststroke, or whatever the overhand thing is called. I could do it for a little bit, for a few minutes. But I imagine I would be very, if I tried to really, really push myself on it, I think I would have to be hanging off of the side of the pool for 10 minutes to catch my breath if I don't accidentally drown. But then again, heck, at one point I was a certified lifeguard. I guess it has to be somebody else's turn at some point to rescue my fucking ass. But hey, at the very least, I'm a fucking fat ass now. I guess I'm more buoyant. Maybe that means I can't drown anymore, right? I was trying to cheer myself up from being... Like I said, I don't think Like, my cardio, I know, has gotten really horrible. So I don't think I could swim very well without, like, getting out of breath. But I could at least do, like, one lap at a time and take a break here and there, right? I mean, granted, it's like October. It's August. It is August 17th, 2024, 1:25 a.m. Ohio time. So it's technically an early Saturday morning, if you count that. More like Friday night. But yeah, it is August 17th, 2024, 1:26 a.m. Ohio time. So it's probably a lost cause if I were to try to like go to a pool or something this year. But maybe, depending on how things are in the local pools and stuff, maybe I could get like a swimming pass this upcoming summer. Who knows? Maybe I won't be fucking fat by then. I still say, if I'm ever not fat, heck, I've never had a six-pack once in my fucking life. But if I ever have a six-pack, or win, if I'm trying to sound more fucking confident, I will never stop bragging about it. It'll be like the inverse of now, where I won't stop bitching and whining about what a fucking worthless fucking failure I am, and how fucking fat and ugly I am. Instead, I'll be like, hey guys, look, I got a six-pack. And you guys are like, God, Lunar, stop showing us. I'm like, look at the six-pack. And you'll be like, solar flare. Okay. Everyone's like, just go back to playing your guitar shittily. I'm like, I still like it. I have fun playing it. And everyone's like, yeah, have fun playing your System of a Down. You fucking suck at it and you don't get the timing right. I don't care. I enjoy playing it. It's like, you were playing the fucking Saul theme yesterday. Poorly. Yes, I was mistiming a lot of things. And occasionally hitting wrong strings. I don't care. I was still having fun. Heck, if anyone has suggestions for cool songs that'd be cool to learn, let me know. I'll never play it for a video because even I have limits for what levels of fail I'll share with you guys. But yeah, I mean, I'm always up for new music or new anime or new video games to check out. Heck, even if it's a video game I can't... Heck, that's one of the biggest reasons I was really into Let's Plays in the past, because there were so many really cool video games at that point in the early years of YouTube, but I couldn't afford shit. Like, I couldn't afford, the stuff to even Let's Play and all that crap. So it's like, Let's Playing was cheaper than buying a game myself. And also, I'm such a lonely bastard that listening to someone else talk while playing a game made me feel less lonely. So, yeah. Then again, I'm also the kind of person who suggested Demonophobia, DDR Maniac 007. Then again, I use games like Demonophobia and movies like Hellraiser, or like my psychological case studies, my thought experiments, my proofs and my hypothesis explaining why I feel concepts like hell or torture or cruelty are just completely unjustifiable and have no right and no purpose to exist. But then again, I've lived my entire life trying to be a pacifist. I have only ever hurt anybody in self-defense or defense of another. But then again, that's pretty much everyone's criticism of me or IRL, is I tend to be, well, not very aggressive. I tend to not like that part of me. I tend to not like... I mean, granted, yes, I get angry. I'm not a saint. I get angry, and I do have angry, violent thoughts. But I don't like that stuff. That being said, I do enjoy horror movies, okay? I enjoy reading Edgar Allan Poe, okay? I'm not a saint, okay? I enjoy scary movies and scary video games. I'm such a fucking pussy and a pansy, and I'm the sort of person who talks to stuffed animals and cuddles a fucking body pillow and would probably go on walks on bike trails with a girlfriend or something. But I'm also the kind of person who yay, let's watch a horror movie. And everyone's like just now imagining like Lunar just sitting there watching like Silent Hill with a fucking plushy shark. Yes, a blahage. Okay, yes, I know, I'm fucking lame. I get it. It's like, oh, it's Lunar, the tsundere, annoying person. He's the most cringiest person on the internet. And he sucks at German. Like, I'm getting better. It's like, yeah, are you getting better at not being fat? Fuck you. Okay, back to the fucking game. I'm just saying, I have not actually seen a fucking school in real life that had a fucking pool. Maybe in the spring, late spring, early summer of 2025, I'll get a fucking pool pass and I'll go swimming at every occasion. And I'll tell you again, if I ever have a fucking six-pack, you guys will, granted, you're never going to stop hearing the end of me bitching and whining and complaining like a fucking piece of shit that I fucking am about being fat. Everyone's like, well, just get over being fat or just stop being fat. It's not accomplishing anything bitching. I don't know. Maybe if I just bitch and complain long enough, maybe my bitching will burn enough calories. But yeah, I'm just saying, if I ever have a fucking six-pack, I'm fucking cosplaying as the 2003 version of Testament. I still have yet to figure out if I'm allowed to bring an actual fucking scythe to an anime convention. That's the other thing. I don't think I've ever been to an anime convention, and if I have, I don't remember. But I'll say this, I heard people go to those things, they smell bad. Why would you smell bad? It's a social thing. Why would you just want to smell bad at a social thing? Now, granted, there have been a couple times where I've been in certain situations where I did smell a little bit. But that was because either I was at a camping trip in the fucking woods, or maybe because I walked 2 miles in 95-degree Fahrenheit weather in the sun. How am I not going to sweat? But that being said, in general, I like smelling good. I tend to take like 15 showers a week and usually about 2 baths a month. You know, soak and all that shit. But yeah, I'd like to take the 15 showers a week, wear 2 types of deodorant, and I wear some really nice cologne. I like smelling nice. I like incense. And there's another thing. I'll say this. Incense is one of those things where it's like, ooh, is that a sin or something? Well, let's be clear. You burn incense to another god? Yes. Straight up a fucking sin. Wrong. But if you burn incense just because you like the smell of it and you're just burning it because you like it, that's cool. No problem with that. Now, if you burn incense for God, as long as you do it seriously and you treat it with the reverence and respect it deserves, it's cool. It's good. And it's nice to do something honorable to God. But if you do it half-assedly or, you know, in an immature way, then no, that's wrong. That's something serious. You need to be. But if you're just burning incense because you're like, hey, I like how this smells, or ooh, look at the smoke, that's cool. You're fine with that. I'm just saying I like water, which is odd because I haven't gone swimming in like a decade. I'm just saying I feel like it's like that picture of like Vegeta standing in the rain or Kermit sitting in a bathtub fucking crying. I swear that's the same fucking picture. Same way I still say Aizen from the Bleach Abridged series is the same personality and voice as Ted Bear from Cyanide and Happiness. I'm just saying this. I like taking showers. I like smelling nice. I like going for walks. Maybe next summer or whatever, I'll get a swimming pass and I'll go swimming. Just saying, if I ever have a fucking six-pack, I will never stop bragging about it. And I'll be like fucking solar flaring everybody. Like, hey, look at my six-pack. Look at my abs. Look at my abs. Everyone's like, your Arnold Schwarzenegger impression is terrible. Get to the chopper. Everyone's like, how is that even worse? I don't know. What's your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, guys? Okay, I'm just saying, I haven't been swimming in forever. I'd be awful at it. But if I ever do go swimming, I can maybe do little doggy paddles and a little bit of occasional swimming. I'm just saying this. I would still have fun, provided I don't sunburn myself. I know about like a month or two something fucking back, I went on a walk on the bike trail and I got really lost in thought. And I walked technically 11.5 miles, I think. Yeah. I just know the total distance when I got back was 23 miles. I pretty much almost died of dehydration. I was limping on the way back. Everything in my entire body hurt. My legs were in agony for days to where I could hardly walk without, cursing existence. And I was so fucking badly sunburnt. For some reason on the outer parts of my arms, my face, and my neck. I'll say this, for the most part, my arms and my face have returned to normal. But the back of my neck is still multiple shades the wrong color for my normal flesh tone. So hopefully that's not permanently, hopefully that's not a permanent sunburn I have for the rest of my life. I'm just saying my neck was, oh my god, was it badly burnt. But then again, I'm just saying aloe was very much my friend for my face, my arms, and my neck. Okay, yeah, I'm just saying one day I'll get back to swimming, okay? As I burp into the microphone. Let's drink water. Okay. Okay, maybe we'll get to see that swimming pool in this part of the video. I got a little distracted. You were? Very good. At any rate, and I'm sure you've been told this before, you just need to take care of not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I have heard this 1,000 times already. Is there a death ending? Can we die in this game? If there's a speedrun thing where you're supposed to go through a certain amount of time, otherwise you die of a heart attack, I've already lost because I've not been, progressing this in any timely manner whatsoever. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. I am horrible at that. Hence the fatness. Get down with the fatness. Fucking Disturbed joke. The band Disturbed feels ashamed that I made that joke. You guys remember the song Stupefy, part of the Lord Slug movie in Dragon Ball Z, the fourth movie where he did the Fall of Super Saiyan? It was a really cool transformation. I really like that. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. Cool. Provided I ever can find you again. Why are we in the back rooms? I'm ushered out before I even realized it. A quick visit indeed. He must be busy. What is that yellow thing? What is that? Why is that thing next to the window yellow? I don't know. I don't even know what that would be. Why am I expecting, fucking skinwalkers or something to be in the game? Just like we're gonna see, a person on the roof, and it's like, oh, it's Slender Man, or the peanut guy from, the SCP games. 173, I think? I don't know. 196? I don't know. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school and going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going, and I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us. Oh, god damn it, it actually was. I was just fucking around. Okay. Okay. I am very concerned now. It would appear that the author of this game may have the same style of humor as me. So everyone, please fucking run. I have no idea what we're in store for. And if I do, it's terrible. But hilarious. One of us. One of us. I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness only grows as I trudge toward my dorms, set a little bit apart from the main building complex. There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh cut glass that fills the atmosphere. It looks nice and serene. I like it. Though honestly, I'm such a fucking asshole, guys. I'm seeing this and my immediate thought is I'm just imagining, what does this look like with hurricane winds? Imagine just a giant fucking thunderstorm, lightning crash in distance, rains fucking torrential downpour, if it's a goddamn monsoon, and we're seeing 70-mile-per-hour winds, and we're starting to see a tree get ripped out of the ground, and everyone's like, why are you so evil? And I'm like, I just want to watch the rain, okay? It's cool. Then again, I remember, before I had that bladder surgery, 10 months ago, I played some VR chat, so I would feel less nervous about, the thing I was super nervous about. But apparently I suck at sociability, because I hopped into a VR chat, a game that's meant to be about talking to people, and the VR chat room I chose was some sort of skyscraper that had a bunch of really large rooms that looked like pseudo sort of living room sort of stuff, and there was probably 100 other people in the server, whatever it was, and it's set in a skyscraper overlooking a nighttime city that's raining. And in a game where I'm supposed to be going around talking to people, that's supposed to be meant for people with anxiety and all that shit, because you're not, you're fucking anime peoples. And I spent an hour. Technically sitting in real life, but I spent an hour in that game, just standing in front of that large window, looking out, and just watching the imaginary rain fall on the imaginary city. Because I fucking suck that much. I'm just saying, I see this beautiful scenery and I'm like, what would it look like during a hurricane? I'm just saying it's... There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms. I already read this. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for a long time. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. Yeah, see the face? Faces. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Yeah, nice and chill. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the ends of the hallway. That actually makes it sound more comfy. I'm not claustrophobic, but I like wider hallways and doors, okay? I poke my head around the corner of the common room. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nod and gives a quick look. Hello, before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, some corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and a shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplate where SCP Secure, Contain, Protect. Am I a Euclid or a Cater? It's like, you're Pepsi Man! The nameplates in the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Okay, cool. Privacy, I guess. Hey, maybe that means I can play my guitar and no one will fucking complain. Light shines from below the door of 117, so I knock lightly. Hello? Is anybody home? From inside I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. Hey, buddy. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He is looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Hey, cool scarf. Why are you wearing a scarf indoors, though? Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Hisao Nakai, I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce His face suddenly brightens in realization. He's probably just lonely and cool to have someone to talk to. Hey, man! I brought a guitar. Is that cool? I suck at it, though. So... And he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out and smiling greeting almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup, dude? The name's Kenji. Oh, hey. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There was some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. Those were probably my parents. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people, too, you know? Can't judge a book by its cover color. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You are a brave man, Hisao. I'm just awkward. That's the same thing as bravery, correct? Yes? Don't leave me hanging! Me, I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Fuck you, man. Damn, you are smarter than you look. Are you just like sarcasming the fuck out of me? And between the two of us, we're gonna fucking overdose on the fucking sarcasm, okay? We can't have both of us be doing the sarcasm. We can't both be tsunderes. That's not how magnets or batteries work. And everyone's like, that's not how proverbs work either. Fuck you, I read that in the Bible earlier. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, it doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment, and searches the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. Step 1. Find the happiness. It's no one's room. Impersonal. Like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of the bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Oh, thank you, guys. Cool, thank you. I appreciate that. That's cool of you. Thank you. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Okay, cool. What's the note? Hi, Hee-chan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. Well, thank you. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, thank you. That's really nice. I appreciate that. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have. There would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on my bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something? I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now... The bottle of medications, neatly arranged on my night table, catch my eye. I pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Asanakai, 2 tablets, daily to stay alive. But I'm forgetful, and I get distracted, and I sometimes get lost in every way imaginable. That's too much pressure. It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well have. Don't worry, regardless of what it said, I would have read it that way too. Again, this is concerning. Why does the developer of this game have like the same mind, heart, and spirit as me? This is concerning. It makes me worry about the developer of this game, if he's truly like I am, and thinks the way I do. Because there's so many times I rattle off and just shoot from the hip and just say whatever the fuck's in my head, and it just turns out to be word verbatim the next fucking line. And then again, it's like, oh, you're reading too much into it, Lunar. These are pretty straightforward, story dynamics. Anyone should be able to guess what's next. You're not fucking Sherlock Holmes. You're just not dumb. It's kind of twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? I've always disliked the idea of being dependent on a chemical. But again, many people in life simply don't have a choice. And that's something that just happens as you get older, too. Because, I don't know, American diet? Or just poor discipline? Or so you played too much Final Fantasy. I was like, that must be it. Like, Lunar, why are you a Dairy Queen again? Ice cream? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain. Should I eat something with it? Stop being fat. And after all that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after the darkness falls, and long shadows draw across the room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes from room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness that the ceiling looks very ceiling does at night. It becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine. Once again, I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year that I have to call mine. Various things around here remind me that, indeed, it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bags are on the floor, my new school books are on the desk. My numerous medications are on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating, until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from a foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. Yeah, it always feels... I mean, don't get me wrong, I like nice clothes, but it always definitely feels weird if I'm wearing something out of the ordinary. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one. A natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different than what I used to wear before. That goes for the other things, too. So far this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter, and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure the others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here? Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I don't know, probably play like Dungeons and Dragons and shit. I've got to find who has got a PlayStation. I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around just after classes yesterday. So, maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class, the question remains on my mind. So I decide to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. Hi, Shizune. I slept well. How did you sleep? That's good. She crosses her arm and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so the top is perfect and evenly flat. Are you cold? Can we get some hot cocoa? Ah, sorry, Shijan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hichan. My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative? Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Okay. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also a lot of school events, like the festival coming up in a few days. Oh, a few days, that's pretty soon. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure, sounds fun. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. Okay. Well, I don't know, Hichan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so... She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. Okay, so what's the festival about? Again, I like the music. Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I can see her head's turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve each other, new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. Okay. Now it's about delicious fried foods and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. Okay, I mean, isn't that what all festivals are about, though? Isn't that's the fair? I mean, isn't that also when we have arcades? Like, teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, although brushing it off without a care. We are in the middle of class and should start working. Cool. That's right, Shi-chan. What? That's right, He-chan. Are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other word anyway. Maybe they're in a club and they're just hurting for a new member? I mean, I'm looking for a club, but I feel like, I want to hear what the other clubs are before I decide on one. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silent towards the door. Okay, she probably has to go to the bathroom. That being said, I would say this. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to react to things with sudden movement, which you think would make me good at rhythm games, but I'm not. I'm horrible at them. Then again, I mean, I did beat Thumper. I did beat Nerve. I did beat Super Meat Boy. Granted, I was cussing the whole fucking time. And I do enjoy, I do want our game like Thumper to play. It was a lot of fun, even if I did cuss. Though honestly, I don't know if I had a new game like Thumper, I'm not sure if my computer would handle it. I'm not sure how that would work. But I'd still want to try as long as it's not expensive. I mean, heck, this game's free. But yeah, I mean, I just don't know everybody's names, though. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? He-chan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? I mean, she probably has to go to the bathroom frequently. I mean, heck, I had a bladder surgery myself like 10 months ago. Didn't want to, but it was one of those things like, yeah, you have to get the surgery or you're going to fucking die. I'm like, fuck you. Sucks. My mom did spend 3 days and 3 nights over here to watch over me and be here with me. Watch some Jackie Chan movies and Conan Barbarian. I enjoyed that. I love my mom very, very much. But, yeah, just would have been nice if it was under better circumstances. I was in some pain, and I was I was miserable. But that was due to physical infirmities that were, painful. I'm just saying maybe she has like a bladder thing where she has to pee a lot. Or was Misha just looking at me after I looked at the girl who left? No, nothing. I don't know what that facial expression means. What is happening? Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I don't know, I was going to eat some food. You want to do it together? You want to eat food together? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? That sounds cool. Sure. Yay! Wahaha! Okay, He-chan. Perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Probably went to the nurse afterward. Maybe had to pee like really hard. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it all. It's not like it's a contest or anything. I mean, we finished, so that's good. But maybe she's a bit of a perfectionist. Maybe she wanted to double check things to make sure we didn't miss anything. But still, I mean, yes, it is Hichan. Why is the music more dramatic? Okay, now it's more chill, but still. What is happening? Impossible. What is happening? Really? Really? I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands, signing, but not even everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune? I'm looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, I'll be honest. I would be looking at both people because I would feel that it would be rude to ignore one person over the other. That being said, yes, my eyes would be drawn to the person. You know, both people are making hand movements, and I'm going to start looking at the motions of, you know, things moving. I'm sorry, I'm like a fucking raccoon, okay? Ooh, movement! Start my eyes sort of just track. And of course, then I'll start to look wherever the sound is coming from. Like, if I'm somewhere and I start hearing noises, I'll start looking in the direction of the music, where sound is coming from. So even if only one person is literally making noise, again, I'm sorry my attention tends to jump around. I can't really help that. But I would be trying my best to look at both people. I do feel it would be rude to, I'm technically having a conversation with both people. But at the same time, yes, both people are making hand movements, and my eyes will definitely, yes, I'm like a fucking raccoon, okay? Or a cat, or whatever. Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her. Oh, right. Does she have lip reading? I don't actually understand how people do that. Like, I can understand the idea of people learning things like sign language, but I've tried to look into a little bit of the lip reading stuff, and it is very difficult. Honestly, the people who do that, it probably takes a great deal of work. Granted, Misha's signing everything, but still. Again, I'm just going to stick to what I'm doing, trying to focus on both people at once. And everyone's like, why are you looking at the birds out the window? I'm sorry, they went flying by. It's like, stop being easily distracted. But it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. Maybe a Red Bull would help? It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize in the line, it's not really a contest. Why do I get a feeling that Shizune is a bit of a competitive person? Shizune? Are you secretly a Saiyan? Like, are you related to Goku and Vegeta? Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. Yep, she's definitely a fucking Saiyan. I wonder if she'll go Zaru later, or is she gonna go Super Saiyan? She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. Well, it wasn't my intention, but you seem happy. So, that's good. I'm happy for that. I'm happy that you're happy that I'm making you happy. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Yeah, everyone's cool. I like the designs. Why are you thinking about pizza now? Pepperoni pizza. And some Pepsi. Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. In general, I like the expressions I'm seeing. Yay, happy face. You're wrong, Hichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Wahaha! Shizune pushes her glasses up, the bridge of her nose, in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Yay, I'm always hungry. Cool. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? But yeah, I would. Again, that's... Okay, again, that's just what a normal person would say. And then I'm not exactly a authority on what is normal. Whatever's not me. That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, what? Oh, I got. What are my other options? At my old school, I liked to eat outside, near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until the year of my fresh year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to apply as much. Shizune and Misha pulls me toward the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in the classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hichan, you wanted to know about the clubs and stuff, right? Right? Right. Shichan, okay, I guess, it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she is about to deliver a speech. Hi-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There is a book club, right, Shichan? Right, but it seems like they have all the members they could possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan, but it's a really popular club. Okay, but more to the point, Hichan. What does this mean that you don't have anything else already in mind? Oh, does this mean... I should have had more of a question-type intonation and reflection in the voice. Not really. Good, great. That's great, Chen. Really great. Okay, whatever. Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hichan, other than the club's upcoming festival, there's one other thing. Student Council. I don't think I'm qualified to be a part of this. I see. I didn't know this school had a school council. I mean, she did say she's school president. That was very melodramatic stuff, though. Just tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it, and Misha is laughing. It's like, okay, extrovert, introvert, and outrovert? By the way, my personality would be an INFJ, so again, think Chronogorgon from Soul Eater or Shinji Ikari. Yes, I am the most whiny, bitchy people in the world. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion, in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Right. Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. Yes, you should definitely join. I feel like I would probably hold everyone in that club back. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hichan. Yeah, I figured you guys were the... Shichan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shichan is the president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. I get the impression that Shizune must be very good at reading body language. It'd probably be a good trait for people that are, say, going into psychology. Of course. We're not trying to get you to join because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try to get you to... So you're admitting that? Yeah? No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hichan, of course, it would be nice if you joined, and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. I'm not qualified! Yep, it's true, Hee-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend more time with us after school, Hee-chan? I mean, yeah, but I don't want you guys to hate me for, being inconvenient. I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. I second that. I guess me. Third me if I count the person who made this game, since we seem to have the same sense of humor and way of speaking. Again, it makes me worried about the person. If the person who made this game is actually a lot like me, then it makes me worried about that person. Well, so let's settle then. Welcome to the student council, Hee-chan. Okay, so what do we do? What? No! Aw, now they're gonna be disappointed and sad. See, Hee-chan, of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right. Though it would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Hee-chan owes me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. This is nice. I'm enjoying this conversation. Haha, that's interesting, Hee-chan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hee-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. Okay, what if I win? Do I get candy? Like, here's some Dairy Queen. Yay, ice cream! One time I came across like a Godiva chocolate store. It was at a mall once. Like, it was like 2015 or 2016 or some shit. And they had like a dark chocolate soft serve ice cream. It was so fucking delicious. And everyone's like, stop being fat. I'm like, I like ice cream. Why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive. Therefore, the game, same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yep. Well, that isn't my goal. What that means is both of you can team up and I'll be a clear disadvantage. So I'll have to decline. Hee-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us? That we'd pull something disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry. I mean, wouldn't you have to have some amount of disingenuity to be like student council? I mean, you have to have like some amount of planning ability, right? It's like, how can we misuse intelligence? It's hard to tell what Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No. How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football. Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it past the goalpost and the other player with extra fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate game of competition between two people, Hee-chan. I don't know, Shizune doesn't seem excited about it. It's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hee-chan. Waha, that means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys, anyway. I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Haha, yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hee-chan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me the student council, but I'm a little curious what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, and even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. Also, I kinda like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hee-chan, how about Risk? The game of world domination. That actually sounds pretty fun. But again, it would have to be 1-on-1. I don't know what that is. It's actually a pretty fun game, but it takes like hours to play it. It's really fun, Hee-chan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything. It's also dice. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play with me, we can after school. Really, Hee-chan? We can play just for fun. Hee-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want, there's no strings attached. that sounds nice. We can make some other decision about whether or not I join the student council. But yeah, I'd like to just, whether I join or not, it'd be fun to play for just, for fun. Well, okay. Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hee-chan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. Wahaha. I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this. But it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree, only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete by just accepting, take a look and play a game with her. Yeah, I mean, we'll see where it goes. Maybe I'll join. I don't feel like I'm qualified for the student council. Lunch ends and we gotta go back to class. She just must eat her lunches here. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down to see without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. We probably should end the video here, make a save. Save. Cool. Risk versus reward. Cool. Well, anyway, I hope everyone out there had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, everybody.